The U.S. Department of Energy recommends granting biofuel waivers to some oil refiners. The agency sent the recommendations to the Environmental Protection Agency. 58 oil refiners applied for retroactive exemptions from the nation's biofuel blending law. It's still up to the EPA to decide how many refineries will be granted waivers and for how many gallons. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley has been in active communication with the EPA throughout the process.
EPA has 90 days, and I doubt if you're going to see a decision before the 90 days. And I want to hypothesize this. Based upon, I was on the phone call with Ernst, and Ernst said, why are you even considering these gap waivers? Well, the answer was that Wheeler says that's the law.
Senator Grassley said that he is cautiously optimistic that the EPA will rule in favor of ethanol producers because the agency is still under pressure from the 10th Circuit Court ruling and a requirement to meet blending amounts. Jessica Bennett with the Renewable Fuels Association joins us now with a little more perspective. Thank you, Jessica, for being with us. What are your thoughts on this recommendation?
Well, it's good to be with you this morning. Thank you for having me. You know, I think, first of all, we appreciate Senator Grassley and Senator Ernst for all they're doing to support us on this issue. It's been a long, hard slog, and they're always in our corner and making sure that they're holding EPA's feet to the fire. And just yesterday, they also went against the grain and voted against the Department of Energy nominee for Secretary, Mr. Mark Menzies' nomination to be Deputy Secretary and voted no on his confirmation. So we appreciate all that they're doing. You know, given the uncertainty with the gap year, small refinery waivers, the wasted time and resources to score the waivers again, the lack of transparency in the entire process, and most importantly, the toll that's taken on farmers and renewable fuel producers. It's time to get this done and create some certainty in the marketplace. I know that Senator Grassley referenced the 10th Circuit Court decision, which is something that the Renewable Fuels Association, along with our partners, the National Corn Growers Association, National Farmers Union, and the American Coalition for Ethanol, all worked very hard on. We won that case, and the 10th Circuit was pretty clear in their decision that these waivers were illegal. So we are hopeful that EPA will just deny these waivers flat out, and we can move on and have some certainty in the marketplace.
So what are the next steps in this process?
Well, as Senator Grassley mentioned, the EPA does have 90 days from the time they receive the recommendations back from the Department of Energy. That is a statutory deadline. That said, that deadline would end right before the election, and I think, unfortunately for producers and farmers, EPA will likely kick the can down the road and not make any decision on these waivers until after the election, if they make a decision at all. And that's just going to create more uncertainty in the marketplace and, leave us in a state of flux, unfortunately. But
Right.
We have champions like Senator Grassley and Ernst who are continuing to hold their feet to the fire and push them to make a decision, as well as RFA. We're continuously pushing EPA to make a decision on this. There's no reason that they can't just flatly deny these waivers right now.
Now, switching gears just a bit, you all recently provided a roadmap to renewable fuel growth for USDA's Ag Innovation Agenda. What are the main opportunities for the industry that you're highlighting there?
That's right. We do appreciate USDA taking time to ask our opinion for the Ag Innovation Agenda. I think we identified 5 opportunities for the industry to meet goals, and that includes increasing productivity in crops and ethanol to meet volume requirements through sustainability, stimulating more demand and reducing more emissions from the current RFS policy, which is, one of the only environmental policies on the books right now, facilitating greater demand from future policy, continuing USDA's infrastructure investments to expand biofuel deployment, and sell higher blends, which is something that's currently underway with USDA. They have their higher blend infrastructure program that they're currently taking applications for, and then adopting carbon capture, sequestration, and utilization technologies, which is something that RFA works very hard on to help with our producers with.
All right, very good. Well, Jessica Bennett with the Renewable Fuels Association, we appreciate your time today.